Well, it was painful. It was tough. It was difficult, especially losing to the 49ers. But there were random bright spots. As we were talking about on the show, I mean, look, that felt like a playoff game. It was a much more important game for the 49ers than it was for the Seahawks. They play with a degree of desperation. And, heck, they were the Seahawks with 6 minutes to go, certainly with a chance to win that game. And a big part of it was the play of a guy I guess we'd say is their best rookie. And really, when you're looking for the Seahawks and who's going to be the dominant rookie, you're wise to look in the 5th round.
Right.
It seems. And once again this year, one of their 5th round picks, Luke Wilson, is a guy who's really been stepping up lately.
Yeah, and it seems like he always steps up early in a game, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's almost like they open the game with, all right, let's complete a long pass to Luke. And he finally, it was another long pass that was completed that found his way into the end zone, his first career touchdown. And he has a nice celebration, spikes the ball, and luckily Russell Wilson was heads up enough to go get the ball for him.
Of course he was.
We had a chance to speak with Luke. You can check it out on the podcast page. And he's been a very nice addition, and I'm always going to remember this, that one of the texters was hitting us right after the draft, and we're going, who's Luke Wilson? He had 11 catches last year. We're like, who is this guy? There was somebody that listens to the show saying, you guys need to pay attention to him and don't sell him short. This is a guy who can do some things. We're like, yeah, okay. And lo and behold, he's a guy who appears to be able to do some things. He almost seems like a hybrid tight end.
That's just it. He's got so much speed.
Yeah, he's a lighter build than a Kellen Davis or Miller or any of these other guys out there. But he's got speed, so he can block. He's big enough. But boy, you get him out in the flat, and he's going to beat any linebacker out there.
For me, it was the image of the game from a positive standpoint for the Seahawks was Patrick Willis trailing him on his 2 big catches, and one that he did not get earlier in the game. I don't think it was thrown particularly well, but when they cut him across the middle, and he said it in the interview, he's always dying to see a linebacker on him, even though they might think differently. There are a couple of fast linebackers out there, but not with his kind of speed. And you go back, and if you save the tape, like I know a lot of you do, go back and look at how far Patrick Willis is trailing him. I mean, how quickly he's able to make the move on him. And with Percy Harvin, not necessarily, we're not sure exactly where he is at. Luke Wilson's the kind of guy who's getting better, by the way, in his rookie year, as opposed to fading a little bit. Maybe one of those guys who's a secret weapon come playoff time.
Yeah, and he's one of the rookies that's paying off right now. I mean, Christian Michael has seen little to no time. You did get the tackles in there for a bit when everybody was hurt, but if you go across the board and look at the rookies that they brought in that are contributing to the team, he's as big a part of what's been going on as any of them. So it's good to see that happening. And again, 5th round seems to be the magic round for this team when you look at Sherman and others that have been drafted there. So he's been a bit of a surprise, and he looks like a guy that moving forward can really develop into a nice weapon.
Yeah, keep your eye on him, Luke Wilson.